Welcome back to the CircuitSphere. In today's video, I'm going to compare the setup process of Windows 11 and macOS Sonoma. For my full experience with Windows 11 and my thoughts on buying my first Windows computer since 2011, check out the video linked above. Now, on my desk here, I have an Apple iMac and an HP Pavilion. Both computers have been reset to their factory settings and are running the latest versions of their operating system. Windows 11 Home on the HP and macOS 14 Sonoma on the iMac. I'll start by setting up the HP laptop, then move on to the iMac. Stay tuned until the end, where I'll share my thoughts on setting up Windows 11 compared to macOS Sonoma. Starting with Windows 11 Home running on my HP Pavilion, I see a bright and nice welcome screen asking me to select my country or region. The initial graphics look great. I'm in the US, so I choose the United States. Next, it asks about keyboard options. Again, since I'm in the US, I don't need another keyboard, so I stick with the US option. It does allow for a second keyboard if needed. Then, I need to choose a network. There's no way to skip this step, so I connect to a network. I don't know what you do if you don't have internet. The setup screens look nice overall. After connecting, it checks for updates, which can be a bit annoying since I might want to use my computer right away. Once the updates are done, I review the license agreements from Windows and HP. Next, I name my device, and it restarts. After it turns back on, it asks me to sign in with a Microsoft account. This is also frustrating because there's no option to skip it. If I don't have an account, I can create one. It also asks if I want to restore my computer or set it up as a new PC. Then, set up a fingerprint and a PIN as a backup. Next, I adjust privacy settings like location services, diagnostic data, and personalized ads. After that, it asks if I want to register the product with HP and customize my experience based on how I plan to use the device. I skip these options as I prefer not to share more data and information than I have to. It offers to sync with Android. I have an iPhone, so I skip that. It then tries to sell me Microsoft 365 and cloud storage, both of which I decline. Finally, it offers a PC Game Pass, which I also skip. The setup continues with another update that can take around 30 minutes. During which I can play this rather strange surf game to pass the time. I guess since they already know you're going to have to sit and wait before your computer, they add this game in hopes that, I guess, you forget that you're waiting to use the computer you just bought. I don't know. Once the updates are done, I reach the desktop with all my apps ready to go. Now let's switch to setting up macOS Sonoma on my iMac. The first step is choosing my country or region. So obviously I select the United States. I then get prompted to choose written and spoken languages. I stick with English and US options for input and dictation. Accessibility features are next, which can be customized for individual needs. I don't need them, so I click Not Now. Then I sign on to my network. Apple does give me the option to set up my new computer without a network. After connecting to a network, the data and privacy screen shows up. Apple highlights their commitment to privacy, which is nice. And at the bottom, they even provide a link where I can learn more about how they handle my data. The migration assistant comes up next, and it allows me to transfer data from an old Mac or Windows PC. But I set this up as a new computer. Signing in with an Apple ID is optional, but I sign in to keep things fair since Windows required a sign-on. Two-factor authentication is required because I had it set up on a previous Apple computer, so I go ahead and get the code from my other Mac. After accepting the terms and conditions, I create a computer account and choose an icon. iCloud sets up, taking a few minutes. I then choose options like location services, Siri, and screen time. These settings can be customized. But since I signed into iCloud, it offers to use the same settings as my iPhone, which works for me. Finally, I land on the desktop with a beautiful aerial view of Sonoma. At no point during the setup of macOS Sonoma did it require me to wait while it performed updates. Instead, now if I'd like, I can go in and choose to do updates at a time that's convenient for me. I want to go over some comparisons in the setup process of Windows 11 Home and macOS Sonoma. Starting with Windows 11. It took me 15 minutes and 1 second to complete the setup and reach the desktop. During the Windows 11 setup, I was presented with several subscription offers. First, there was a free trial of Microsoft 365 Family, which provides full access for a month. After that, it costs $99.99 per year plus taxes. When I declined that, I was asked if I wanted to purchase Microsoft Office 365 Basic, which includes 100 gigabytes of cloud storage and ad-free email for $1.99 per month plus taxes. Finally, I was offered a subscription for PC Game Pass at $11.99 per month plus taxes. Had I have chosen to sign up for these subscriptions, I would have committed to an additional $267.75 per year plus taxes before even getting a chance to use my new computer. In contrast, macOS Sonoma took me 6 minutes and 6 seconds to complete the setup and reach the desktop. During the setup, I was offered exactly 0 additional subscription services. Nothing. Nada. None. That's right. During the setup of macOS Sonoma, there were no extra subscription services pushed on me. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying these Microsoft offers lack value. In fact, I think Microsoft Office is the best spreadsheet and word processor out there. And I personally pay for a yearly Microsoft 365 subscription. The Game Pass also seems like a great value and pretty cool. And I'd probably sign up for it if my Windows computer had better graphics. All I'm asking, Microsoft, if you're listening, is to let me set up my computer without pushing me to sign up for any subscription services right away. If I want them, I'll go out and I'll find them myself.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized.